Hi, welcome to Furry Friend Zone. It's Tracy here, and today I'm going to do a clipper comparison on the Wahl KM10 and the Andis Super 2-speed. Okay, so these two clippers I've used over the years for 17 years of grooming, and I have a favorite, but I'm going to go through not the pros and cons, but I'm just going to compare them for you. So the sound of these clippers, I generally thought that this one was actually louder than this one, but when I turn these on, you're going to notice it's the opposite. So there's the KM10, and the sound does matter because the dogs, you don't want the dogs to get stressed out with the sound of the clipper. Over time, they do get used to it, and then this is the Andis 2-speed. You know what? They're not far off of each other, really. And it also depends on the blade. Sometimes blades can affect the sound as well. So that's that for the sound. They're not far off of each other, but I would say the KM10 with that specific blade. Now that is an Andis blade, so that could make a difference too because Wahl has their own blades, but they're all universal blades, so you can use any blade on either one of these clippers. The weight of the clippers, this is by far much lighter than this one. So the KM10 is lighter than the Andis 2-speed, and this one's actually much more comfortable to hold in your hand. This has got more of a like a figure to it. It's got like an indentation, so there's some grip you can get on it, whereas this one is just up and down. So the cost of these clippers, this clipper here is $245 Canadian, and this one is $220 Canadian. So you have to add your tax to that, and people in the States, you'll be paying less because us Canadians have the privilege of paying way more for everything. So price point, the Super 2-speed Andis is higher than the KM10. So these clippers basically turn on and off the same. Some clippers out there have the switch on a weird spot. Like I've had a variable clipper where the speed is down there, and I like to be able to turn the speed on and off, or turn the clipper on and off just with my thumb. So these two are located right on the exact same spot, and it's very convenient to turn it on and off. Now this one sounds more quiet than this one when they're running right now without a blade on it. And then putting a blade on them, they operate the exact same way. Slip on, pull off, push that in, flip it off. Same with this one. Put the blade on there, and then to take it off, you just press that and flip it off. So they operate basically the exact same way. The on-off switch is in the same spot. As far as the clippers heating up, because of the faster a clipper runs, it will heat up faster, which in turn heats up the blade. So you have to really be careful that the blade's not hot. This one here runs 34 to 4,400 strokes per minute, and this one is 3,000 to 3,700 strokes per minute. And the weird thing about that is this one does heat up faster because this one runs slower, but I find this one, the KM10, to be more effective than this one does. And it's going fast enough that it's going to do the job. And to be honest, I would rather it not heat up as fast and it run a little bit slower, because then you don't have to be as concerned about the blade, but you do need to watch the temperature of the blades for sure. So as far as maintenance goes for these, they both have blade drives, and the blade drive is this little black, you can't see it because it's behind this, but the blade drive is what this little black thing is attached to, and this one it's white. This one, you have to change the blade drive more frequently. So depending on how often you use the clipper, a groomer that's using it, I do, like, depending on how many dogs I do, I can maybe bump it out to like 3 months. This one, I've had this clipper for almost 2 years, and I've never changed the blade drive yet. I think when the blade drive needs to be changed on this one, like the blade won't stay on properly, and you'll notice probably tracking and stuff like that. So this one here, you can do it yourself, but you have to take a lot of this apart and then make sure you put it back together properly, or it's not going to run the way you need it to. And this one you can do yourself, but the blade drives cost on this $12.99 a blade drive, so you're changing it every 3 months. You have to factor that into the cost of the clipper as well. And this one, you would just I would send it away for, you should get your clipper maintained every couple of years anyway, so that's the perfect time to do it. And a maintenance would probably be anywhere between, depending on what they change on it, $50 to $100. As far as maintenance with these, like I said, this one here I've had for almost 2 years, and I've had to do nothing to it except I oil it regularly and clean out the hair and stuff like that. But this clipper here, and I've had another one with the same issue, I've had to have the cord replaced, and that cost me like, I think $50. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I mean, you can always get a lemon of a clipper and it's got issues. So like when you read reviews online, you know, you're going to see some people like it, some people don't like it. But as far as, in speaking to other groomers, the KM10 I think is definitely is a favorite amongst groomers for sure. So when we do reviews, our Furry Friend Zone, we have a Furry Friend Zone score. So an overall score for durability for these clippers, I'm going to give this one a 7 and this one a 9. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this one, obviously the cord has an issue, so the durability score is going to go down on that one. The cost, this one I'm going to give a 6 because it's expensive by the time you add the taxes. And this one I'm going to give a 9 because it's actually reasonably priced for the quality of the clipper. And then effectiveness, this one I'm going to give an 8, and this one I'm definitely going to give, I'm not going to give it a 10 because it's hard to get a 10 out of 10, but 9.5 probably, because I've had awesome luck with this clipper and I've even done my horses with it. So it's a very, very good clipper. And I've done full reviews of this clipper, the KM10 Wahl, and the Andis 2-speed. So if you want to get more specific details on each clipper, we've done reviews on that as well.
Hey fur friends, I bet you weren't expecting to see me at the end of this video, but we forgot to film the outro clip, so I'm doing it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other reviews that you would like us to do, please leave them in the comments below and we'll be happy to do them. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.